Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and this is Worth the Read, where we talk about books that are worth your time reading. I haven't done a video in about 2 weeks. Life kind of happened, and so today I shoot my videos on Sunday. So today is Sunday, April 29th, and I'm going to shoot a couple videos today to try to catch up. So if you see this shirt again, don't say anything because I don't feel like changing. So today's video is a Amazon book haul. I normally don't purchase a lot of books off Amazon, so this is probably my second Amazon book haul this year. I'm a book outlet girl. They're cheaper, but for books that have just been released, I purchase them on Amazon because they're cheaper than going to like a Barnes & Nobles or anything like that. And I'm all about the budget for the books because I buy so many of them. So today is my Amazon book haul, and let's jump right into it. So the first book that I'm going to talk about that I purchased off Amazon, I've been meaning to get a while, but these books seem to always be out of stock, and I try to wait for Amazon to have their sales. Sometimes they get daily deals and things like that, and they have them on books, but I was tired of waiting for it to be on sale, and then it was currently in stock, so I just decided to purchase it. And that is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone's illustrated version. I have the Chamber of Secrets right there. I got that for myself for Christmas. I wanted to get this one first, and then the second one, and then I think the third book is out on illustration as well. But they were sold out of all three of them, so that's why I'm so late in getting these books. Of course, I'm a Harry Potter stan, and there's nothing more to say about that. It's Harry Potter. Why wouldn't I have the illustrated versions of these books? So this was the first book I saw recently on my Amazon book, and I was just like, all right, let me just buy this book and get it over with because I need it, and it'll be right up there with the second book. And that's it. These books are very heavy, and I know other booktubers have said it. They're very beautiful. It's the whole book. I think this was a brilliant idea. I mean, J.K. Rowling has other brilliant ideas. It's illustrated by a Jim Kay. It's a very beautiful book. To my future children, I will be reading these books if I have kids. But to my future children, these are the versions of Harry Potter they will get to know and love. Because I just think it's a great book to sit down and read with your child, and especially young children, to get them into reading. Because they're beautiful to look at, and it's also a great story. So this is my Harry Potter illustrated version. Yay! So the next 4 books that I'm going to be talking about happen to be all Black authors. That wasn't intentional. I just think that's how they popped up. You know how Amazon does the algorithm to suggest books that you might be interested in from past purchases. And when I clicked on one, the other one popped up, and the other one popped up. So I just did that. And the second book is Tyler Johnson Was Here, by J. Coles. I purchased this book because it was, again, suggested because of Jason Reynolds. And when I read the synopsis of the book, it reminds me of a Jason Reynolds book. This is basically about twin brothers, Marvin and Tyler, and they attend a party in their neighborhood. And one kind of goes to watch over the other. And then the party turns into this huge fight, and the police are called, and one of the brothers, Marvin, ends up leaving, and come to find his next day his brother Tyler is missing. And after that, a video comes out of him being killed by a police officer. Like I said, again, very Jason Reynolds-ish type of books, so I can see why they suggest this for me. It's going to be interesting. Again, it's hard to read books like this because, unfortunately, this is the reality for a lot of Afro-American teens, adults, children, period. So it can be sometimes overwhelming, so it takes me longer to get through these books. But this also was a cover buy, because if you look at the cover, it reminds me of a painter. I cannot recall his name, but he does portraits like this with very beautiful backgrounds and surroundings of the person. I'll look up his name and probably insert it if I can find it. So it was definitely covered by. I thought the cover was beautiful. So we'll see how it goes. I'll let you know if this one's as good as the Jason Reynolds books that tend to write about the same topics. So let's get it into it. Taylor Johnson was here. So the next book I will talk about that I purchased off my Amazon is A Kata Witch by Nnedi Ikofor. Please, if I'm mispronouncing his name, I apologize. I do not want to do that. I looked it up a million times. This is a fantasy novel about a young girl who lives in Nigeria but was born in New York, and she's an athlete. But she's also not albino, so the sun affects her drastically, and she can't go outside and play and run and enjoy her life. So she kind of finds herself being kind of on the outskirts and not having things to do and having no place that she deems comfortable for herself. But then she discovers she has magical powers. What is that like? So she discovers she has magical powers, and she goes to school to develop her magical powers. What does that sound like? And while she's in school training to develop her magical powers, the authorities go to her and her friends to help them find a criminal who also has magical powers. What does that sound like? So this book reminded me of Harry Potter, but Afro-American. Well, she is Afro-American, but she lives in Nigeria. And it's a fantasy, and I'm looking forward to reading it. This will be on my TBR probably for May. I don't know what else to say. Hopefully it's as good as everything I'm expecting. This was published in 2011, and she does have a sequel to this book. I'm also planning on purchasing it, even if I don't enjoy this one, which I'm doubting because it's so familiar to me as a reference to Harry Potter. But I'm going to read this next. This looks good. And the sequel is Akita Warrior. So that is, and this is published by Penguin Teen. So I haven't seen anybody talk about this book on BookTube. Not surprised, but I'll be the first. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. The fantasy, magical teenagers. I'm loving it. So the next book I'm going to talk about is Dredd Nation. I'm going to insert a picture because I have the book, but it's just hard to see because of the color. So I'm going to just insert a picture. It's by Justine Ireland, and it is a Civil War zombie combination. How great is that? The book is about a girl named Jane, I believe, and she was born during the Civil War, and while the North is battling the South, zombies decide to arise from the dead. So it turns into a battle between the North and the South for, of course, Civil War is about slavery. We all know that. And then they have this third party that comes in and they're trying to figure that out. But in the midst of all that, due to this Negro and Native Re-Education Act, children of color, Native Americans and Afro-Americans, are required to go into these schools that teach them how to fight against zombies. And our main character is in the school, and she's also in a part of the school where she is to go and kind of protect the well-to-do families. She wants no parts of this at all, which makes sense. Why does my life have to be protecting these people that hate me anyway? But that's here nor there. And the book is about her battle with that, and then also fighting zombies and, living her life. I heard about this book off a podcast prior to me seeing it in my Amazon suggested list, and I jumped right on it. I'm really not into the historical books, but I'm looking forward to a historical fiction, and because it's zombies in it, to me it's probably more entertaining than a regular historical fiction. So I'm all for it. Dredd Nation by Justine Ireland seems like it's going to be a great read to me. I will let you know as soon as I read it, and we'll talk about it. My last book that I purchased off my Amazon book haul is a book that is by a self-published author, and I'm planning on doing a whole video about self-published authors in the future, because there are a lot of self-published authors on Amazon. I guess Amazon has a program where you can just do it yourself, which is great because then you don't have to wait around to try to shop your book around to these major publishing companies. Why not do it yourself? But a lot of self-published authors don't get much love on BookTube, so I'm seeking books by self-published authors. Please send them to me. I will read them and review them because I'm all about supporting your own business and things like that. So this is actually the sequel, Varsity by Laura Goldson. This is the sequel that I just purchased to, no, this is Varsity, the Aftermath by Laura Goldson. And this is the original Varsity by Laura Goldson. I read this already. I'll talk about this in my self-published author review. And this is the sequel. This book is kind of a Mean Girls meets Bring It On vibe going on. It's about a cheerleading squad and the dynamics of cheerleading in high school and how that can ruin your life, how it can, to some teenagers, they feel like life doesn't exist past high school and high school is the end all be all. So this is a sequel to the first one, and I don't want to get in much details because I'm not going to tell you about the first one. Well, I just said it's basically about the first one, and I haven't read the second one yet. So when I go do my self-published author video, I'll talk about it more in depth. The first one I think was great. It's more of a Sarah Shepard, I say, and like a Christopher Pike. If you read Christopher Pike's books, spoiler, everybody dies kind of situation with his book. So it's a combination of the two, Sarah Shepard and Christopher Pike. So if you've read Sarah Shepard's The Good Girls, the Perfectionist series, and you like that, you will like Varsity. It's very similar, not in storyline, but the whole high school dynamic and trying to survive high school and things like that is in this book. And hopefully I enjoyed the second one. I enjoyed the first one. And again, this is a self-published author, Laura Goldson. If you get a chance, I would try to find self-published authors, books that you do not see out there in the bookstores and you don't hear about on BookTube. There are some excellent books that we don't get the chance to read because nobody knows that they're out there. So this is Varsity, the Aftermath, the sequel to Varsity. And that's my last book. And that is my Amazon book haul. Hopefully this video isn't too long. I tried to do the book hauls and not make them like 10-15 minute videos. But that's my recent purchase off of Amazon. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope everyone is enjoying spring on the East Coast because we've been in winter, it seems like, since November. And it's finally nice outside. Let's pray that it stays that way. For anybody who believes that global warming is not real, I don't know what world you're living in, but on Earth in the United States, it's very real because it is almost May 1st and it's cold. It's 45 degrees now, right now, and it was like 80 yesterday. That's absolutely ridiculous. But I'm going off on a rant. Have a great day. Many blessings. Say hello. Talk about the books in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're in Philly, say what's up. And see you later, guys. Bye. Woo, woo, woo.